When you think about history, are there lots of old guys wearing wigs and stockings? When you think about history, is Napoleon really short? And folks have wooden teeth. Do you know that history can be the most incredible, amazing stories for you and me? Sit back and listen to a story right now. It's honest, it's fun, and it's sure to.
Hi, young historians. Welcome to another episode of Anytime Now. I'm Brooke, co-founder of Honest History. Are you as excited about this episode as I am? I sure hope so. We're about to dive into another story-filled adventure and learn something new. And remember, by learning more about the past, you can make a positive impact on the future. So pack your bags and let's go.
Picture this, a mysterious figure dressed in a black cape, stepping out from a wooden coffin. He has slick back hair, white fangs, and a mesmerizing voice. This is Count Dracula, the centuries-old vampire, a movie character so famous he's still known today. In fact, you've probably seen people dress up as Count Dracula for Halloween. But what if I told you the actor who played this character had a legendary story of his own? The actor's name was Bela Lugosi. Born in Hungary, Bela starred on the Budapest stage, fought in a war, fled his homeland, crossed an ocean, and became one of Hollywood's most recognizable horror stars. Get ready, because we're about to sink our teeth into the life and legacy of Bela Lugosi, the man who became Count Dracula. Our story begins in 1882 in the Kingdom of Hungary, a country nestled near the dark forests of Transylvania. It was in a small city of Lugos that Bela Lugosi was born. Bela grew up exploring the rivers in the countryside of his home. He came from a family of farmers, and his father made a living as a baker. Bela's father was so successful as a baker that he started his own bank. It wasn't long before he became a well-to-do businessman, and he expected his children to follow his path of success. But Bela wasn't one for following the rules. When he was younger, he often skipped school and ran away from home. "I was a very unruly boy, very out of control," Bela once said. The truth is, Bela had a vivid imagination that took him on adventures he longed to experience. He often watched the trains roll past his hometown, imagining a life of excitement. If you had asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up, he would have told you, "A highway bandit." It wasn't long before his dream changed. One day, Bela heard that a theater troupe was passing through his town. In the late 1800s, theater troupes went from one place to the next, putting on plays for the local townspeople. Bela remembered the day that the group of actors arrived. They quickly set up their simple sets and put on their dusty costumes. Bela stood in the audience as they began acting out their play. He was completely enthralled. "Maybe I want to be an actor," Bela thought. Sometimes the troupe gave Bela small parts in their plays, but he struggled to learn the lines and made many mistakes. He could hear the audience snickering as he tried to act out his part. He hung his head in embarrassment, but he didn't let this experience stop him. "I got the taste of the stage," Bela announced. He had a new dream, and he would do everything he could to achieve it. After his father died, Bela enrolled back in school at 15, but dropped out a few months later. He worked odd jobs to make money, but his mind kept returning to the stage. A family member eventually got him a small part in a play. Known for his good voice, Bela started in the chorus. He slowly but surely moved up, securing bigger and bigger roles. His talent led him to join Hungary's National Theatre, the most prestigious theater in Hungary. Just as Bela's acting career was taking off, newspapers announced the shocking news. War had broken out across Europe. World War I had begun. Bela watched as his neighbors and friends signed up to join the fight. In Hungary, actors were exempt from military service, but Bela felt a patriotic duty to stand alongside his countrymen. In 1914, he enlisted in the Hungarian army. During the war, he and his fellow soldiers found themselves stationed near a forest, battling the approaching Russians. One day, as Bela was hidden underneath a tree, he heard the bang of a rifle. One of his soldiers fell to the ground. Bela immediately ran towards him and began bandaging his wound. More gunshots rang through the air as he crouched over the injured soldier. He returned to his tree, only to find that it had been blasted to pieces. Bela stood in shock, realizing that if he stayed there, he would not have survived. That moment changed something in Bela's heart. He could no longer face the battlefield and return to his life on the stage. The years after the war was a period of great change for the young actor. For the first time, actors were being asked to step off the stage and in front of a movie camera. The movie industry had just begun. Bela started getting roles in Hungary's latest films. He also began organizing a special group for actors. Today, this group is considered the First Actors Union. But as Bela took his first steps towards stardom, his country was in turmoil. In 1918, a revolution had begun, and the monarchy in Hungary collapsed. Many artists, including Bela, supported this revolution and hoped that a communist leader would rise to power. But when this did not happen, Bela was in serious trouble. After the war, Bela remembered, I participated in the revolution. Later, I find myself on the wrong side. Being on the wrong side meant that the new government had orders to arrest Bela and many other artists. They had to flee Hungary or face time in prison. As the story goes, one night, Bela made his daring escape out of his homeland. He sat in a cart and piled straw on top of himself, making sure that no one could see him. Then, the cart was pulled out of Hungary. Bela secretly made his way to Vienna in Austria. He traveled onward to Germany, where he continued his film career. But something was calling him to keep going west, to make the long trip across the Atlantic Ocean. He wanted to go to America, the place where he would become a Hollywood star.
Hi friends, are you enjoying today's episode? I'd like to take a quick break from the story to tell you about another great place to learn about the past. Honest History creates magazines and books for kids that are filled with fun stories and activities that bring history to life. From pirates to spies to great inventions and so much more, you'll learn about interesting people, places, and events from around the world that made history. Created for kids ages 6 through 12, you can sign up and receive new adventures delivered straight to your doorstep every quarter. Just visit honesthistory.co. That's honesthistory.co to sign up today. Oh, and here's a special offer for our podcast listeners. Use code ANYTIMENOW for 10% off. Again, that special code is ANYTIMENOW. Okay, let's get back to the story.
A whistle blew as Bela Lugosi boarded the ship. "Welcome aboard!" a man shouted as he ushered the crew onto the boat. He stopped Bela to ask him who he was. "I'm the third assistant engineer." Bela had managed to get a job on a cargo ship heading to New Orleans, Louisiana. The man waved Bela on, and the young actor found his spot on the boat. He soon discovered the journey to America would be far from easy. Bad storms tossed the ship as it made its way across the ocean. Bela clung to the walls of the slanted boat, hoping this terrifying adventure would soon be over. On December 4th, 1920, Bela finally stepped off the boat in New Orleans. He had made it to the United States of America, and he was very thankful to be on dry land. He made his way to New York City, hoping to land roles in plays and movies. Although Bela couldn't speak English, he was determined to succeed. He memorized his English lines for the plays and starred in silent films. Lucky for Bela, silent films, didn't have sound, so the audience couldn't hear his voice. But as he learned English, new roles quickly appeared. And in 1927, a director came knocking on his door with the opportunity that would change his life. The director was putting on a play. He had heard about a handsome Hungarian actor named Bela Lugosi and wanted to meet him. "Mr. Lugosi," the director said, "I would like you to audition for my Broadway play." "What is it called?" Bela asked. "Dracula," he replied. The play was based on a book about a centuries-old vampire named Count Dracula. It was partially set in Transylvania, a country not far from Bela's homeland of Hungary. Bela was familiar with tales of vampires. According to legend, these creatures were afraid of sunlight and only rose at night. Their drink of choice was blood, and if they bit a person, that person became a vampire too. In the story, Count Dracula was once an aristocrat who had been living in a crumbling castle for centuries. He would transform into a bat, a wolf, and simply mist. But this vampire wasn't your typical scary creature. He was tall, handsome, and very charming. The director thought Bela Lugosi would make for the perfect Count Dracula. Bela hesitated after he read the script. "Count Dracula does not have many lines," he said. Despite this, Bela decided to take the role. And it was a good thing he did, because Dracula would be a huge success. After 33 weeks on Broadway, the play was taken to California, where Bela shocked audiences with his performance. Some of the audience members were so scared they fainted in their seats. "We kept nurses and doctors in the theater every night," Bela said, "for the people in the audience who faint." In the following years, the movie industry welcomed its biggest change yet. People had figured out how to record voices and match the actors' words with the moving pictures. For the first time ever, movies had sound, and silent films were slowly becoming a thing of the past. Like many actors, Bela wasn't sure if this change would stick. Some believed talking movies were just a fad that would pass. But they couldn't have been more wrong. Excited audiences lined up around the block for a chance to see a talking movie. Eager to make more money, movie companies started looking for their next big hit. Bela soon heard whispers that one of these companies, called Universal Pictures, was going to make Dracula into a talking movie. "I must be Count Dracula," Bela said. Even though he had played the role in the play, the movie executives didn't want to cast him for the movie. They had a long list of well-known actors they thought could play the part. Still, Bela put his name forward, hoping they would consider him. "Not interested in Bela Lugosi at the present time," the movie studio replied in a telegram. But Bela wouldn't take no for an answer. He kept fighting for the role until, eventually, he won the studio over. In 1930, Universal Pictures cast Bela Lugosi as the legendary Count Dracula. It was a role that would define his career. On opening night, people poured into the movie theater to take their seats. Many didn't know what to expect. The movie poster showed a picture of a man with slicked back, dark hair dressed in a long, black cape. Some had been warned they were about to watch a terrifying story. When the movie began, the audience heard the sound of a violin playing as the word Dracula flashed across the screen. Next, they saw an image of a castle perched on a rocky hill. And then they saw a coffin resting quietly in the castle's dungeon. The door of the coffin creaked open and a white hand stretched out from under it. Some people in the audience gasped. Next, they heard the sound of squeaking rats. And then, suddenly, Count Dracula appeared. Dressed in black with a long cape, Bela Lugosi stared into the camera. Then, he slowly walked up the stone steps as a wolf howled in the distance. For the next 70 minutes, the audience clutched their seats in horror as they watched the screen. They were mesmerized and terrified by Count Dracula. Some of the audience members left the theater shaking. It was too chilling, they complained. But when the reviews came in, it was clear that the public loved this film, and they especially loved Bela Lugosi's portrayal of Count Dracula. The actor was soon flooded with fan mail. People from all over the country sent him letters, and journalists were eager to speak with the star. Bela's performance was so convincing that some even asked if he was a vampire himself. Bela played into the public's curiosity and embraced the attention. One of the questions people would always ask was, did Bela believe in vampires? The actor would smile and give them the same mysterious answer. I have never met a vampire personally, but I don't know what might happen tomorrow, he said. As Bela's fame grew, he added to the mystery surrounding his life. He'd tell fascinating stories about his childhood and career, making it hard to tell what was true and what was pure fiction. Dracula made Bela a movie star, and yet he was paid very little for his work on the film. This would be a recurring theme throughout his career. The movie also set him on a path he could not escape. After Dracula, Bela was constantly cast in horror films. For the next 25 years, he would try and break from this, but he would always find himself back on the set of another scary movie. Although Bela's fame faded in later years, his iconic image as Count Dracula remained as bright as ever. Even today, people dress up as the famous vampire for Halloween, copying Bela's slick back hair, white fangs, and long black cape. When the actor passed away at the age of 73, he was buried in the famous cape. It was something Bela's family thought he would have wanted. Born in a small city in Hungary, Bela Lugosi crossed an ocean to become a Hollywood icon, and today he is still one of the most recognizable horror stars in movie history.
Welcome back! What did you think of today's adventure? We hope you learned something new. Be sure to share the story with your friends and family, and use what you've learned today to go out there and make a positive impact on history yourself. That's all for now, but if you want to learn more about important and amazing stories from the past, be sure to subscribe to Honest History Magazine, where you'll discover stories from around the world. Thanks for listening. This episode was narrated by Randall Lawrence and written by Heidi Coburn. Production was led by Robot Pirate Media. To learn more about Honest History, visit us at honesthistory.co and follow along for updates on social media.